What if the reason you haven't become the person you keep imagining isn't because you don't want it badly enough? What if a part of you is actually afraid of becoming her? Afraid of what happens when you finally become confident? Afraid of what happens when you stop accepting things you once tolerated? Afraid that people might treat you differently? Afraid that you'll outgrow people you love? Afraid that you'll be expected to keep succeeding once you've finally started? Afraid that you'll try and discover that you're not as capable as you hoped? Or maybe you're afraid that your life actually could change, because sometimes the life we've imagined for ourselves feels beautiful from a distance, but terrifying when we realize we might actually have to become someone different to live it. Maybe you've been saying, I want to be disciplined, I want to be confident, I want to be successful, I want to have a completely different life. But then, when the opportunity to actually change appears, you hesitate, you procrastinate, you overthink, you find reasons to wait. You tell yourself, maybe later, I'm not ready. What if I fail? What will people think? And sometimes, you don't realize that you're not just afraid of failing. You're afraid of becoming someone you don't recognize yet. So today, we're not going to force you to change. We're not going to tell you to become a completely different person overnight. Instead, we're going to understand the fear, make space for it, and teach yourself that you can grow without abandoning who you are. Find a comfortable position. You don't have to sit perfectly. You don't have to meditate perfectly. Just allow yourself to be here. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your hands. Unclench your jaw. Take a slow breath in. And slowly breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Take a deeper breath in. And as you exhale, release the pressure to have your entire life figured out. You don't need all the answers right now. You don't need to know exactly who you're becoming. For these next few moments, you don't have to achieve anything. You only have to listen. Think about the person you've been wanting to become. Maybe she's confident. Maybe she's disciplined. Maybe she takes care of herself. Maybe she has a career she's proud of. Maybe she travels. Maybe she has healthy relationships. Maybe she doesn't constantly worry about what other people think. Maybe she wakes up knowing what she wants. Maybe she trusts herself. Maybe she finally lives the life you've imagined. Take a moment and picture her. Don't judge yourself for not being there yet. Just notice her and ask yourself gently, what would actually change if I became her? Maybe you'd have to stop making excuses. Maybe you'd have to set boundaries. Maybe you'd have to disappoint people sometimes. Maybe you'd have to take yourself seriously. Maybe you'd have to stop waiting for someone else to give you permission. Maybe you'd have to let go of an old version of yourself. And that's where the fear can appear, because change isn't only about gaining things. Sometimes change means releasing things. Old habits, old beliefs, old relationships, old identities, old ways of protecting yourself. And even when those things aren't good for us anymore, they can still feel familiar. and familiar can feel safe. Sometimes the unknown is more frightening than the life we complain about. You might know that you're unhappy with certain parts of your life, but at least they're familiar. You know what tomorrow looks like. You know what you're capable of right now. You know how people see you. You know what is expected of you. But becoming someone new means stepping into uncertainty. And your mind may respond with, what if this doesn't work? What if I embarrass myself? What if people judge me? What if I lose people? What if I'm not good enough? What if I actually succeed and everything changes? If you've had thoughts like these, there is nothing wrong with you. Fear doesn't always mean, don't do this. Sometimes fear simply means, I've never done this before. And those are very different messages. You don't have to believe every fearful thought that enters your mind. A thought is not a prediction. A fear is not a prophecy. An uncertainty is not a sign that something will go wrong. This is important. You don't need to become someone completely different. You don't need to erase your personality. You don't need to become colder. You don't need to become perfect. You don't need to wake up tomorrow with endless discipline. You don't need to suddenly know exactly what you're doing. Growth isn't becoming a stranger to yourself. Growth is becoming more yourself, more honest, more confident, more intentional, more peaceful, more willing to choose what is actually good for you. The future version of you isn't someone you're supposed to become overnight. She's built through tiny choices. The decision to get up. The decision to try again. The decision to say no. The decision to apply. The decision to go to the gym. The decision to put your phone down. The decision to study for 20 minutes. The decision to stop chasing someone who isn't choosing you. The decision to take your dreams seriously. Small choices, repeated over time. That's how an identity changes. Now bring your attention to something else. Comparison. Maybe you've looked around and thought, they're already doing it. They're younger than me and already successful. Everyone else knows what they're doing. Why am I still here? I should be further ahead. Hear this clearly. Someone else's timeline is not evidence that you're behind. Their success doesn't mean you've failed. Their relationship doesn't mean you're unlovable. Their career doesn't mean you've wasted your time. Their body doesn't mean yours isn't enough. Their confidence doesn't mean you're incapable of becoming confident. You don't know everything that happened before the part of their life you're seeing. And more importantly, you are not living their life. Your life has different circumstances, different lessons, different timing, different opportunities, different challenges, different doors. You don't need to force your life to happen according to somebody else's schedule. You can want more for yourself without hating where you are right now. Trusting your timing does not mean sitting still and waiting for life to magically change. And this is important. You can trust life while still taking action. You can believe that things will unfold while applying for the job. You can trust that the right relationship will come while learning how to build a healthy relationship with yourself. You can trust your future while studying today. You can believe everything will happen at the right time, while still opening the door when an opportunity arrives. Trust isn't passivity. Trust is, I don't know exactly how this will happen, but I know I can take the next step. You don't need to know the entire staircase. You only need to see the next step. Now let's make this practical, because understanding yourself is important, but eventually you have to do something differently. So when you notice yourself thinking, I'm scared, don't immediately say, I shouldn't be scared. Instead say, I'm scared, and I can still take one small step. When you think, what if I fail? Ask, what if I learn? When you think, what will people think? Ask, will their opinion have to live my life for me? When you think, I'm not ready, ask, what would being slightly more ready look like? When you think, I'm behind, tell yourself, I am on my own timeline. And when you think, what if everything changes? Remind yourself, I can handle change one step at a time. Here's something you can actually practice after this meditation. When you're avoiding something because it feels too big, don't tell yourself, I have to finish it. Tell yourself, I'll do 10 minutes, 10 minutes of studying, 10 minutes of cleaning, 10 minutes of working on your dream, 10 minutes of exercising, 10 minutes of applying for something. You are not committing to an entire new life. You're committing to 10 minutes. And sometimes, 10 minutes becomes 20. 20 becomes 30. And eventually, you start realizing, maybe I am capable of being the person I imagined. One of the biggest traps is waiting to feel like the future version of yourself before acting like her. You might think, when I'm confident, I'll apply. But confidence often comes after you apply. When I'm disciplined, I'll start. But discipline develops because you repeatedly start. When I feel ready, I'll change. But readiness often comes from taking the first step. You don't have to feel like her yet. You can practice being her, not perfectly. Just occasionally, ask yourself, what would the version of me I want to become do next? Not, what would she do with her entire life? Just, what would she do next? Then do that. Maybe your growth changes how people see you. Maybe you're used to being the quiet one, the person who says yes, the person who doesn't speak up, the person who always stays comfortable. And suddenly, you're setting boundaries. You're taking your goals seriously. You're saying no. You're changing your habits. You're becoming more confident. Some people may notice. Some may question it. Some may even prefer the old version of you. And that's okay. You don't need everyone to understand your growth. You don't need permission to become healthier. You don't need approval to protect your peace. You don't need to explain every decision. You can love people and still grow beyond old dynamics. You can care about what people think without allowing their opinions to make your decisions. Ask yourself, is this what I truly want? Or is this what keeps everyone else comfortable? Let that question guide you. Now close your eyes if they aren't already closed. Imagine yourself standing somewhere peaceful. Maybe it's a beach. Maybe it's a forest. Maybe it's a place you've always wanted to visit. And imagine that your future self is standing there. Not perfect. Not living some impossible fantasy. Just happy, calm, confident, grounded. She looks at you, and she isn't disappointed in you. She isn't asking why you haven't done more. She doesn't say, "You're behind." She smiles, because she knows what you don't know yet. She knows that you eventually started. She knows that you kept going. She knows there were days when you were scared. She knows you didn't always feel motivated. She knows you made mistakes. But she also knows you didn't give up on yourself. Now imagine asking her, "What do I need to do?" And listen. Maybe she says, "Stop rushing." Maybe she says, "Trust yourself." Maybe she says, "Take the next step." Maybe she says, "Stop worrying about what everyone thinks." Maybe she says, "You have more time than you think." Maybe she says, "You're doing better than you realize." Whatever comes to you, let it be enough. Now simply listen. You can repeat these quietly in your mind. I am safe to grow. I am safe to change. I am allowed to become someone new. I don't have to become someone else to become better. I can grow while still honoring who I am. I trust myself. I trust my journey. I trust my timing. I don't need to rush my life. I don't need to compare my path to anyone else's. I am not behind. My life is unfolding in its own way. I don't need to know every answer today. I only need to take the next step. I can be afraid and still move forward. I can be uncertain and still take action. I can change without losing myself. I can grow without losing the people who are meant to grow with me. I release the need for everyone's approval. Other people's opinions do not determine my future. I don't need permission to become who I want to be. My dreams are allowed to change. My plans are allowed to change. I am allowed to discover who I am. I am allowed to start again. I am allowed to take my time. I am allowed to want more. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to grow. I am becoming more confident every day. I am becoming more disciplined through small choices. I keep promises to myself. I trust myself to figure things out. I don't need to have everything figured out before I begin. The next step will reveal the step after that. I release fear of the unknown. I release comparison. I release unnecessary pressure. I release the belief that I am running out of time. There is still so much life ahead of me. There are opportunities I haven't even imagined yet. There are people I haven't met yet. There are places I haven't seen yet. There are versions of myself I haven't discovered yet. My story isn't finished. My life isn't decided. There is still so much room for beautiful things to happen. Before you finish, I want you to do something different. Don't create a huge plan. Don't write down 50 goals. Don't suddenly decide you're going to completely reinvent yourself tomorrow. Instead, take out your phone notes, your journal, or a piece of paper. Write down these 3 things. 1. Who am I becoming? Choose 3 qualities. Maybe confident, disciplined, peaceful, or healthy, independent, creative, whatever feels true to you. 2. What is one thing that version of me does? For example, she exercises regularly. She takes care of her space. She applies for opportunities. She puts her phone down when she needs to focus. She doesn't chase people who don't choose her. Choose one. 3. What's the smallest version of that action I can do today? If your goal is fitness, don't promise yourself 2 hours at the gym. Take a 10-minute walk. If your goal is studying, open the book and read 1 page. If your goal is your career, send 1 application. If your goal is confidence, do 1 thing you've been avoiding because you're afraid of judgment. If your goal is peace, put your phone away for 15 minutes. Make it small enough that you actually do it. And now, remember this. You don't need to chase your future self. You don't need to force your life to happen faster. You don't need to become everything at once. Your life isn't a race. You are not late. You are not missing some invisible deadline. You are simply living, learning, growing, changing, discovering, and some things will happen because you worked for them. Some things will happen because you took a chance. Some things will happen when you least expect them. And some things will take longer than you wanted. That doesn't mean they're never coming. Sometimes, the timing is part of the transformation. Maybe you're becoming strong enough to hold what you're asking for. Maybe you're learning lessons you'll need later. Maybe you're being redirected. Maybe you're simply living through a chapter that doesn't make sense yet. You don't have to understand everything while you're inside it. You can keep moving. You can keep trusting. You can keep becoming. Take 1 final deep breath in. and slowly breathe out. Let your shoulders relax. Feel your body beneath you. Feel the ground supporting you. You are here. You are safe. You are growing, and you don't have to rush. When this meditation ends, don't immediately return to the endless noise. Take a moment. Stand up slowly. Drink some water. Open your curtains. Step outside if you can. And then do one small thing your future self would thank you for. Not because you hate who you are now, but because you love yourself enough to keep growing. You don't have to become her today. You just have to take one step toward her. And tomorrow, another. And eventually, you'll look back and realize something beautiful. You weren't waiting to become her. You were becoming her the entire time. And let yourself trust the process. Your life doesn't need to happen all at once. Your timing is still yours. Your story is still unfolding. And there is so much more ahead of you than you can see right now. You are allowed to become the person you've always wanted to be. And you are allowed to become her slowly.